Hello, hello. Mhm. Okay, so between the strut towers we have a lot of room. Okay, so I learned since last time that the Sierra has a caster angle from less than 7 degrees. So it's between 2.5 and 5 degrees ish. Um, so first thing that we are gonna do is we're gonna redo the top mount of the strut tower, because what we are gonna do is we're gonna angle the strut towers themselves. Yeah, it's the Sierra stream. We are angling the strut towers. We are angling the strut towers themselves, not. So last time we experimented, with the with angling the stuff here, but now we are going to angle the strut towers. We had this in one episode already, where we angled the strut towers with the help of turntables. However, since this is something that needs to be much more compact, we are going to angle the strut towers differently. And of course, uh, for this, we need to first do the frame rails. Well, first I'm gonna do the steering kinda. Um, it's preliminary because when we change the angle of the strut towers, we are also gonna angle and the caster angle. Um, this is gonna change. So we're gonna go a little bit back and forth. Um, so yeah, let's see. So this is basically the layout of our steering. And where did I go wrong? Ah, yes, there, there, there. I put wrong. Mm, of course, I need to take new ones. Um, well, fuck me. Essentially, we can we can go with the original idea if this is the case. So yeah. Yeah, can, yeah, exactly. That's more like it. but we're probably gonna move this a little bit out. But yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I cannot know. Until we build the framers and stuff, I mean, there's no way of knowing. So I'm gonna build. Basically, I want mounts for the suspension bridge, because the suspension bridge, of course, needs to be mounted to the framers, and the framers are not gonna be our trusty frames, simply because these frames, if stacked upright, take up too much space. We want more freedom here. So the framers are gonna be these. Our strut towers are gonna be these. I'm exaggerating, of course, leaning backwards. So the restriction is gonna be the strut towers, and everything in front of the strut towers and behind them is gonna be open. If you follow me. So basically, the strut towers are gonna form one support structure that is going basically. We're gonna have the framers and the rails here on top of the wheels. So basically, I don't know, the body. How should I describe this? I don't know. Well, the strut tower is gonna combine these, and then of course they're gonna be combined. Combined, bound together by the firewall, and then again here in the front. So yeah. Hello. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna mount a wheel, and we're gonna see how much room we have. So roughly, so I know where to place the frame rails. This is just, of course, unscientific, very crude, but I just want to see what freedom we approximately have. Yeah, okay. Let's say this is okay. Okay. So the frame rails can be one stud further out than this, and the strut towers will be mounted to the frame rails at an angle, of course. We'll see how this goes. Let's build a version and then see where it fails, and retry, and one side only, because two sides is just a mess. Okay, so obviously, since we have this here and it needs some freedoms, if we build the frame rail just here, we're gonna have problems with this. So I would build it one stud further up. This will give us enough freedom to do whatever we want here. Yeah, and we can engineer a mounting solution for this. Let me just take a look at the original car. Yeah. Okay. Well, the original car just pins it up. I'm not sure if we want this to be the same, or if we can do it the same. Maybe, maybe I would just want to pin the suspension bridge from the side, just so if and from the, I mean, we're gonna pin it from the bottom as well, but just when doing some rough stuff, that nothing here can dislodge itself. But again, this is just a preliminary solution. I just want this frame rail to be here and not be very movable, just for now. So nothing fancy. So we want it here. Okay. We want it here. So we're gonna go here with this guy. Maybe no. No. Okay. We are going to go with Can we go with this? Yeah, I guess we can. So we go with this. 1, 2, 3. No, oh, okay, yeah, we cannot go with this. Of course, we need the 4 stud long. They are here. Okay, that must feel weird. Just ending the previous stream and jumping right into this one. Okay. So I'm just gonna use this. Well, I guess I don't have to do the other side, but yeah. Automatically, I always take both to mirror what I'm doing. Okay. And yeah, we need to this. That's gonna be enough for our basic mount. It's not gonna be removable, but I don't care because I'm gonna change all of this anyway. This is just for me to design the geometry. Okay. So this would be our frame rail. Now, obviously, we need to do something about the steering rack, but not now. Right now, we're gonna discard it. Right now, I'm interested in the strut tower. So, as mentioned in the previous stream, we need a quick disconnect solution here. And we want the strut tower to be as far out as possible, so we can have as much room in here as possible. So since we have a big spring, I want the strut tower to be on the very edge here, you know, so in case that we decide to design a small cylinder V8, you know, accidentally, that we have the room to mount the engine inside the car. So let's fool around a little bit. I don't know. I have no idea how I'm gonna do this. So yeah. I was thinking about a few things, how to approach it, but right now I'm gonna just no, come on. I'm just gonna experiment a little bit. This was much easier and better in my mind, obviously. Okay. So this is a no. Yeah, this is a no-go. So we need to have 2 studs of room on each side. Okay. This is not ideal, but I guess it's gonna have to be. So what I want to do here is I'm going to do a strut tower. Very crude and basic stuff, really. See, something like this, but not with these, because these I cannot mount on this part solidly. So maybe I would use this. You can send me a picture via email, via Instagram, Telegram, Eurobricks. I don't know. I do have an email, of course. It is listed everywhere. So, okay. Technically, this would be all right with some modifications, because I want it to be lower. This would be actually the ideal strut tower, but it's not. No, it's not the ideal strut tower, because exactly where I need the mounts to be, you see, exactly where I need the mounts to be, there's no option to mount it. Damn. Okay, back to the drawing board. So the next solution would be these here, these, and a contraption that would combine them with this, I guess. But in this case I can probably do it a bit different, and I can abuse this part or this part. I cannot see it. These two parts, sorry. These two parts. No, they can maybe serve us later. So if we do something like this and mount the strut tower here, for example. No, now we angle it, and now we use this here to fixate it somehow. I don't know yet. I'm just giving myself options. So then this guy comes in, ruins the show because it's too wide, of course. But we are gonna work around it, of course. So we are gonna build the strut tower a little bit beefier, so it's getting out of the way of this. And then we can use basically the longer ones. If I have any left. I only have gray ones, I think. Yeah. Okay. But wait. Wait. Let's not be too hasty, because the thing here is, and I know I'm overthinking this way too much, but we actually we want these to be here, a solution, but okay. And now maybe we could get away with this. No, we can't anyway. Wait. So okay, now of course this guy has room. This has room to go inside here. Maybe. Yeah. Again, this is in its way. Okay. Let's try this. Still in the way. Okay. Still in the way. So we have to go with this. Okay. I'm gonna use something longer. Fiber maybe. Okay. This seems to have room. You know, the problem here. This here. But I think we're gonna get away with it. Okay. We're gonna get away with it. So, designing this, we need to go wider with this again. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is how you arrive at the solutions that you need to arrive at. Trial and error. Okay. And now we can use this. Just how much? I don't know. Okay. One, two. How much is this? How much does this bend under load? I forgot. Yeah, it's gonna, when the car is on the ground, it's probably gonna settle in at least like this. And then it has this as acting spring. Yeah, most likely. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, and our solution would be this. 1, 2, 3. We have to try it. There's no other way than to try it. Yeah, no other way. So we would go like this. Yes, here you are. Okay. Beefier than I was hoping for, but since this is our first version, we are most likely gonna redesign this. The goal here is just to get the geometry. So this looks good. This does not look that good. Okay. So let's see. The caster angle. This is, I mean, this is now right, I think. There's no binding here. This goes really smooth. This is alright. So I'm gonna fixate it here and see how accurate the geometry is. Oh, that looks better than expected. Yeah, it's bending a little bit, so it's not 100% accurate, but it's okay, I guess. Maybe if this was a bit longer and then we would attach it here. I guess. But you see, the problem is here. The spring is making contact here, and I don't like it at all. So we need to re-engineer this. Basically what we need to do is we're gonna support the strut tower on two ends, one here, one here. We're gonna omit the central mounting position. Now that we know where it needs to be, we don't need it anymore. This is wrong anyway. Yeah, it needs to be like this. Yeah. And that's, I guess, that's some caster angle, I guess. Yeah. Since we have a very generous kingpin. We have a very generous kingpin. Oh, come on. Yeah. The structure is fine. See, we don't need to move it half a stud anywhere. This guy is, it takes 3 studs no matter what we do, because it's like 2 and a little bit more on each side, so we cannot do this too close. Okay, so now we need to create a mounting point somewhere here. I would guess that, yeah, I guess here would be one mounting point. Obviously this is gonna move a little bit, and there's another, but this creates another problem. Now that this is in the middle, all the forces going to the spring are going through the middle. But if we move this is gonna change, of course. Yeah, it's gonna change. And if we don't have these two combined together, I mean, obviously, we are gonna have a full 15 studs between the strut towers. 15 studs between the strut towers is a lot. So basically, that's the width of the LP power V8. The 15 studs is this. And a small cylinder V8 engine would need to be no more than 15 studs in width. So keep that in mind. So 15 studs for this scale is a lot. So, Sasha, as I mentioned, we want everything to be as far out as possible. That's why we're doing this in the first place. You know? As far out as possible. I mean, I guess here at the bottom, we can have things narrower. At the bottom, we can have things narrower. Maybe by one stud. Maybe. But then things, for my taste, things are getting too narrow already. Yeah, maybe we could have the frame rail one stud further inwards where the strut tower is, so we can mount the structure here. So this our central support one stud closer to the inside. That's what we could do. But that's all that we could and should do. Yeah, we just want to prevent the spring to touch this part. And I really want the central part of the strut to be supported because of the forces that are acting on it. So right now, the forces go directly up. So it basically self-centers. But if we support it here and here, this means that all of this is going to bulge up. And this is not what we want. So this is also going to act as a spring. And that's absolutely not the desired effect. Yeah. Now the dilemma, how to do this? Because this is now, this is convenient, but it's not convenient for this. If this was a real car, that of course would not be a problem because the sheet metal would just be formed in a way that would clear the spring and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. There's no other way. It's gonna be beefier than what we have now, but I think it should be great. gonna move the whole structure one stud inwards. Hey, Mr. Amorti. Welcome to the stream. Now we just need to wait for JSP to come from the sauna. Okay. Yeah, crap. This. Wait, do I have the... No, I can try. Hold on. I need to... No. I need to know. I need to know if this is gonna be alright. Or not. So, yes, okay. I was afraid that this would collide with this and wouldn't be able to go further up, but no fear. We're good. We're good. There. There. A lot beefier than we had before. A lot beefier. I will see. Hey, Jonas. Well, it's fine. I'm fine. Yeah. And this. Now we can mount this back up. But of course we need to change things anyway. There. This is now further inwards, but of course now we need to move the rest further outwards. This is not a problem. We're gonna add spacers here. So yeah. There we go. There we go. No more problems. We still have our width with the strut tower, but no collision here. Of course, this needs to be one stud further to the other side. Like this. There. There. Okay. This would be our angle. Now we have to make sure that this angle stays like this. Preferably in a geometry that is going to allow us to mount this top as well. So for this, I mean, you know where I'm going with this. Here on top is gonna be the frame, the top frame rail on the body, and this needs to mount to this top frame rail as well. Otherwise, we're not gonna get stability, not the stability we want. So yeah, we need to first mount it here and then here. That's the requirement. Okay. And of course we need to somehow get the angle right. That's the other problem. So now we have here the center point around which this pivots, but we need to make sure that this doesn't pivot. We don't want this to pivot. So if we go here, this is like half a stud. Yeah, of course, half a stud. My favorite measurement in Lego, half a stud. So let's try this. Oh, nice. No, it's perfect geometry. Perfect geometry. This is nice. So our strut tower does move back and forth. This is perfect geometry without any binding. This is also without any binding. Nice steering. We have our really quick release, of course, so that the spring can be released at any time. And now we need to extend this and make sure that, well, basically we get the same geometry on top, which should be doable, I guess. So let's make a contraption here. See, and of course now you can see why strut brace, why on the Macpherson suspension a strut brace is necessary if you want this to be good. See, the towers get pushed inwards. Of course, this is helped by the fact that we are gonna mount it here on the outer frame rail. But still, the spring wants to push the strut inside. So we need to see what you can do about that. The strut is the bracing here on top is gonna help a lot, but still, the final product needs a strut brace. Just just so you know. Okay. This is not a firewall. This is just an extension with which I'm getting out here to see what the geometry is. Once I'm happy, then we can build the other side. I mean, it's gonna be a quick replication of this side, and then we are gonna do the steering geometry. Okay, this is fine, I guess. Yeah. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay. So now we want to see how it interacts with this. Is there a chance? Is there a chance that this is gonna work? Okay. So ideally, this is gonna work? No way. This can't work. It can't be that simple. It cannot be that simple. Come on. Things are never that simple. Yeah, of course. It's not gonna work. I was being too optimistic. This isn't gonna work. Oh wait, or is it? Yeah, I'm not gonna know until I do the same here in the front, so that this isn't wobbling around. Okay, this isn't wobbling around anymore. And it still is where I want it to be. What? That's too good to be true. That's... Blimey. That's too good to be true. It works. It pans out. That's crazy. Hey, my dude. That's crazy. It works. It works. It works. Great. Our Macpherson suspension is working as intended. As you can see, this was all it took, and now the strut tower, when let's say that this is the firewall and this is the front engine bay brace. If I hold them, this is actually not moving inwards. There is some flex, of course. I don't know if you can see it on camera. There's some flex, of course, but you know, that's fine. We can deal with this. Okay, so now let's replicate this on the other side. Then we can do the steering geometry. Obviously, if we do the steering geometry, we need to replicate this as well, because we're gonna then combine both sides so that everything is semi-rigid. That's the only way we can make an accurate steering assessment. Otherwise, we're just tapping in the dark because angles are constantly changing. But luckily, this is a matter of minutes, and we're gonna be presented with the whole thing. Okay. Nothing important. Okay. So obviously, we need to rethink how the suspension bridge is gonna attach to the frame rails, but this is not my concern right now. I'm gonna rethink this once I have all of the building blocks in place. Yeah, I mean, with the strut tower, there's two solutions. You can angle the top part. I mean, you can angle the part where the strut is connecting to the strut tower, or you can angle the whole tower. The if you angle the whole tower, the thing that I wanted here is that I have the strut as far out as possible. If I did the opposite, so that the strut tower would be fixed in place and we would angle the attachment point, then everything would be one strut closer to the inside. That was my that was the logic behind this. So now let's throw this together, and I'm pretty sure there will be issues with what we just did, but we are gonna deal with them later. I mean, when I put the wheels on, this is gonna interfere, but that's not my concern. It's not really a problem. Ah. Oh, you weren't in the sauna yet. Okay. I was just joking that we were waiting on you to come back from the sauna. Yeah, well, that's that's the perfect time for me and for most of the viewers here. I can't help it if that's your sauna time. There we go. Mm. You mean my destroyed work desk with all of the cut marks and stuff like that? It's I don't change it because it's gonna look like this in no time at all. When I do engines and stuff, I always cut here, so no point in changing it. No, this time the cat is not guilty of anything here. That's on me. Yeah, I guess that's one way of putting it. It's not a shitbox, it has character. There. this would happen. Okay. Okay. There we go. It looks weird. But yeah, you know. Okay, so now let's combine these two together so we don't get this. Then we can do steering geometry. Oh my god. Now everybody is assuming that if someone is not responding, it's already Corona. My god. And I thought it couldn't get any worse. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's nice. That's gonna be nice when there's a firewall. Oh yeah. This is gonna be a very responsive suspension. Okay, let's now build this and then we can design geometry. If you're lucky, nothing much is gonna change from last time, and we got just put everything together as it was. If we're unlucky, well, then we have a little bit more work. Okay, there, nicely put together. That's good enough for our steering. So caster angle is set. And we have a nice and wide engine bay. See, there's a lot of room here for things. Just for a perspective, that's the charger engine. There's like room for 3 charger engines here. And we're gonna put an inline 4-cylinder in it. Well, maybe later. Yeah, maybe later we can test the springs as well. Yeah. But you know, it's guesswork because we don't know how much the car is gonna weigh in the end. So yeah. Okay. I said that the Sierra will be smaller, yes, but I say many things, and then stuff turns out to be different. Okay, let's first test this. So, do we have any bumps here? Do we have any bumps here? Oops. Okay. Well, I don't know. Problem is that you need to control that much power, and controlling power is the difficult part. Just like the guy on Eurobricks that wants to make the 50 mile per hour Lego car. It's a nice idea, and you can have all the engine components that will allow you to do that. But unless the surface is perfectly smooth, you are gonna have problems, because the car is gonna be uncontrollable extremely fast. Okay, this looks good. This looks very good, actually, but not quite, no. There is some slight bumps here. There is some slight bumps here, and I'm not happy with the steering angles. Okay, I mean, I have to, yeah, this needs to be changed as well for more angle. So we need to put these two need to be closer together. So we have to have them here. Okay, that's doable. That's doable. Well, you know, that we're. My plan is to do the Bugatti, right? And the Bugatti, of course, needs to be extremely fast. So we are gonna have all of the challenges that we are talking about right now there. So it's waiting for us. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We are gonna get there. Hmm. I'm gonna use these LP power wheel hubs with grease inside of them. There's gonna be grease inside of them, and there's gonna be more bearings with this, since the bigger the outer surface, the slower the speed is. So you know, these will be basically bearings on the drive shafts, on the big drive shaft going through the car, and in other things, and of course grease. Absolutely, we are going to use silicone grease to make everything as frictionless as possible. Okay, so now let's focus now on this. Okay, first we need to okay, this is going inside here. Yeah. Okay, first we need to re-engineer this a little bit. Yeah, I've seen the new Bugatti hypercar, or whatever they're called. I don't know. It looks okay. I don't know much about its technical specifications, so I really cannot judge. I don't have as many parts as you would think, but I'm doing my best out of them. You know, just as I mention in every stream, we are gonna run into a problem sooner or later, probably sooner, when I run out of parts. Um, and for this, since Lego is expensive, I need your help. If we want to continue these streams, um, I would probably need uh, you to support me either on Patreon, you know, or somehow else, so that I can afford to buy Lego and do these things. Okay. So, how far do we have to go? How far we have to go? Come on. Okay. Okay, you go up until there. So we need to support you here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what we need to do now is, of course, prevent this from going up. Because this is okay, I guess. But we need the steering rack to be as low as possible here in the center. So we can afford to brace this thing here, here, and here. There would be good options to brace it. But of course we need to re-engineer stuff. This would be, well, no, this wouldn't be good. Yeah, as light as possible, of course. That's always the case, and as powerful as possible, of course. Mm-hmm. So where are we at? Okay, let's put some wheels on, because without wheels I cannot properly judge the steering angles. Of course you will do this. Yeah, there. Okay. Where will the wheel touch? Here, I don't care about that. That's just temporary. Yeah, that's okay. So we go all the way, don't we? All the way, baby. One, two, three. Well, what I'm looking at is where am I bracing? Where am I going to support the steering rack? Um, Basically, what we need to do is one, two, three. Yeah, the steering rack needs some supports like this. You know, there, so it's not gonna jump out. I think, I don't know. Is it Ackerman steering? Looks just parallel to me. I don't know. Sorry, you cannot see it. This is pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, we cannot do the bouncy test yet. We need some weight and some car behind this. I mean, it's sturdy, absolutely. You know. I don't know. Studded pieces for steering rack support. I mean, the steering rack moves a lot, so I'm very limited here. I know the studs go inside the rack and bin, but you see, uh, then I would have to have the support here, and I don't like this. Why do I not like this? Because of this. See, if I have the support here, which I absolutely could, uh, this gives us more height just in the place where we don't want it. I don't want the steering rack to be high here. I don't want to be for anything to be here. This is where the crankshaft is gonna be. I mean, that's the lowest part of the engine. So nothing is supposed to be here. That's the problem. It is. Sierra is a legendary car. Um, okay, so we need, yeah, we need a support here. It's gonna be slightly complicated. because I think I want to use this. Yeah, I want to use this. I want to use this. It could, but this is not a Lego model. You know, this is not a model from the Lego company, so it's not. The car needs to perform everything without any engine or gearbox inside. You know, the engine and gearbox are not part of the structure of the car. No, I'm not gonna go that far. There's no need for rubber parts here. Imagine those parts be out of metal or whatever, because this is not a comfortable car. We're not building for comfort. So you see, this would be an acceptable solution. And then we would have, yep, we would have something like this. So there, this axle would be longer. And this, of course, as well. Yeah, it would. It would. If this was a real car, but it's a Lego car. So such concerns are not a problem. Yeah, since this Lego is basically plastic polyurethane, it's not polyurethane, but you know, close enough. Okay, so here's the tricky part now. And on the bottom, we need pinholes. On the top, we need axle holes. And we don't want anything here. Ideally. This would work for now. Since I'm just experimenting with stuff, this would work for now. So it just holds everything in place. Yeah, this works decently. Of course, and then we can have this on both sides. Yeah, we'll make something out of it. Nice. So this is already ready for some abuse. Yeah, of course, we would need to move this so that the steering is not gonna wind. Just a second. Just gonna switch their positions. There we go. Now we can steer properly. Yeah. So the steering angle is actually pretty good. We look at this, for example. Yep, pretty nice. Could be better. Always could be better. But it's okay. The steering angle, the steering axis definitely is inside of the wheel. Look at all of the empty space here. That's not going to be occupied by any structure. Nice. A nice, huge engine bay. I don't think we can make it any larger. That's as big as it gets. I cannot observe any bump steer visually, though I think there might be some, because the geometry isn't perfect. Let me just see something from the top. Okay, so when I'm pressing down on the car and driving forward, guess what's happening? What's happening is when I'm pressing down on the spring, and driving forward, this moves. And that's why we need our triangular part here. So that this triangulates this and prevents it from moving backwards. And then the suspension geometry is going to be even better, because right now, of course, this is moving and nothing is really accurate here. And we can make this only once we do all of the rest of the car. Yeah, so the angles are pretty big, but despite the big angles, nothing is really binding anywhere, which is good, which is very good. So here at the bottom, this guy here is gonna get this is gonna be the cardan shaft to the steering rack. So this is gonna be the steering rack link, and this guy here, this guy is gonna go all the way back to where the hand of God steering is gonna be. Maybe we're gonna move him a little bit to the side with cardans, just so it's not in the way of stuff like the gearbox. I don't know. I want it to run under the passenger side, so yeah, we'll see. Maybe we can add just a gear set here, because it's the reversal of the direction is gonna happen somewhere here, so it's irrelevant here. I mean, for the steering rack in the cabin, it's not irrelevant, This needs to be just the way this is. But here we can add another gear set, so that the rack itself then runs here. But it all depends on the suspension components. So the anti-roll bar and the triangular parts here. God, you're talking about food. Jesus. Okay. Okay. So let's now try the triangular stuff and have all of this be present, and then we can, when all of the components are present, we can then redesign the frame rails and the bars and whatever to be, well, the way it should be, because right now this is just a canvas, on which we put this for the sake of the suspension geometry, which I see is not ideal. What can we do? This goes up. No. Yeah, it's not ideal, but it's gonna have to be. There's no binding anywhere. This is as good as it gets. We have enough caster. We have kingpin inclination. The kingpin axle somewhere around here is the contact patch on the road. Yeah. Okay, so this is too much. This is one stud higher. Okay. This is where the floor of the car would be. This is basically the floor of the car, the level of the floor of the car. It's on the same level as the suspension bridge. This is gonna work pretty good. Or is it? Is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, so in the extreme event, we could do this with bionicle joints. But we have to keep in mind that when we do this, well, the sloppiness is here. That's the problem. See, the rest, I mean, the spring is nice. It's probably a bit soft, but you know, you never know. I don't know how stiff it needs to be. We'll know the stiffness. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll know the stiffness once we put some weight on it. Once we know how stiff how uh, heavy the car is gonna be. Okay, so one thing that we need to keep in mind when designing the triangular stuff, that we need to incorporate the anti-roll bar as well. So the anti-roll bar needs to be somewhere here. I don't know. Somewhere. Probably gonna go underneath uh, that triangular part here. Like that. I don't know. The problem is that the link here, this link is very long. Yeah, the anti-roll bar will stiffen up one wheel bump, and that's the whole point of the anti-roll bar. The problem is, yeah, definitely ExpressVPN. That's what the sponsor is gonna be. Um, okay, that I mean packaging here is gonna be a challenge. One thing that we could do, but I don't think that there's gonna be any room for it to make the anti-roll bar in the front. But I don't think that's gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Ideally, we would have the anti-roll bar, of course, on the A-arms. But yeah, at this moment, the triangular part is much more important. Needs to be here. There's several options how to do it. Yeah, sponsors always ruining stuff, right? You know, I'm thinking to make this maybe. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if the game is awful or good or bad. I'm not playing it. One game that I do play and I would promote if given the chance is World of Warships. I like World of Warships. Not fanatically, of course, because it has many flaws, but I do like it. The new CV joint, it's loose. It's not significantly better than the old one, but it has the major advantage over the old one is that it doesn't pop out under load. That's like its selling point. Mm-hmm. Of course, the way I attached this is just crap, but by what? Surfshark. What the fuck is this? I don't know. First time that I hear about Surfshark. What the fuck is this? I probably don't want to know. It's something that I don't need. Most likely. Another VPN. Of course, it's a VPN. Yeah. I mean, why? Why did I even ask? Of course, it's a VPN. Okay. So I'm not happy with this at all because there's just too much friction here. So what about a number 3 connector? No? What about a number 4 connector? Where is it? I remember having some number 4 connectors here the last time. Of course, here. All right. So you want a 3 stud. Um, which one? You mean this one? At the moment, none, because I just tried something out. Basically, I want to triangulate this here. Ultimately, I'm probably gonna have to use another CV joint like that and triangulate with this, you know. I want this so when the card rests forward, we have a triangular connection here. Yeah. That's what the original car has as well. Well, mounting this is gonna be challenging, I guess. Or maybe not. Maybe less challenging than I'm thinking. I mean, this is just temporary, but you know. Still, I want it to be semi good. Okay, so this something like this is gonna work. Of course, there's no real chassis here to support it, so that's gonna be flimsy. But you know, at the moment, of course, it's flimsy. But when driving, you know, and this when this is gonna be the proper chassis, this is gonna be much stiffer and gonna do exactly what it does in the real car. Okay, but this is a packaging issue now. Now that we have this, even though this is flimsy, doesn't matter. Now we need to incorporate the anti-roll bar. You know, the anti-roll bar. Where do we put it? I don't know. The link here is way too long. So I basically have no way of mounting it here anywhere. I cannot mount it. Because ideally the anti-roll bar would be exactly where this is. This is where it is in the rear car. One option, of course, would be to nest it in here somehow, but then the anti-roll bar link is kind of, I don't know, it's in the way. If we place it here, let's say here, just below this, then the other problem is the length of the anti-roll bar link. Let me show you what the issue here is. Hey method, see you. So if we take a look at the suspension from the side, and if we wiggle our anti-roll bar here, in here, like so, for example. Okay, so now you see the problem. Originally, a car like this has the a mount for the anti-roll bar link on the strut itself, but we don't have any such option here. Whatever we derive from here is gonna be in the way, so we won't have the ability to steer. So this is, we're in a pickle, one could say. We could of course go the other way and mount it here in the front, because some Sierras, the racing versions, have it here in the front. But we quickly, very quickly, not quickly, very quickly, we run out of space. You can have it here in the front, but yeah, there's no way of us having our an anti-roll bar here. That's the problem. Not with, oh, sorry. Not with this setup. Okay. I don't know. I'm pretty sure a solution, as always, a solution is gonna emerge one way or the other, but I don't see it yet. I don't see it yet. Oh. Okay, what the fuck? Ah, okay, that's my mistake. I was just looking if the steering link and the suspension arm are parallel or not, but they kind of look like they are. Yeah, they kind of are. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't see or feel any significant bumps there. I mean, but of course, you can see this is all wiggling, so we need some work here. Anyway, I'm pretty tired, so we're gonna call it an end for today. On Wednesday we continue. As always, please consider supporting me on Patreon. because Lego is expensive, and if we want to continue building and having streams with new stuff, we need more parts, which we need to buy, and of course this costs money. But for the foreseeable future, at least, this is not a big concern. So I see you on Wednesday. Thanks for watching, and be safe.